Good evening, Mrs. Ayabumi Moore, to all of our Jubi family. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, my hands were shaking, my lips were quivering. I was going through JubiRev, Jubi Max webinar withdrawals, and now if you could see me, if I could put myself on screen, my hand is steady as a rock, steady as a rock. We're excited to be back. We're excited to see the growth that has happened even when we were not around as much. But we were still working, ladies and gentlemen. From Dominican, from Chile, we were on Skype, and we were sending out messages to our team. So we were still working even though we were slightly out of pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to mark this night down. We're going to bring on our president and owner in just a few moments. I want you to mark this night down, April the 8th. All right, Monday, April the 8th. In my 19 years career in this industry, we've had a number of different defining moments. This is going to be one of those because the daily leadership bonus has gone live. The daily leadership bonus has already gone live. So now we're going to be able to say, every day at Jubi Rev, Jubi Max can be what? It can be payday. And let's bring on our president, our owner, who committed last week that the Jubi leadership bonus pool, the daily leadership bonus would go live. I thought that meant it would start calculating tonight. And when we wake up sometime tomorrow morning, depending on where you are in the world, then we would see it. But no, that wasn't good enough for our president, our owner. And so let's bring him on so he can share with you what in the world is going on here in Jubiland. Our president, our owner, Joshua Beisel. Mr. Beisel, Mr. President, it's yours, my friend.
T. Lamont, I got to tell you, it's great to have you back this side of the pond, as they say. I have missed you out here on these webinars, and I know you've done your best to make some of the big ones, and you were much appreciated on those webinars. But wow, I got to tell you, it's fantastic to have you back, and I hope we did a good job while you were away, T. Lamont. That's all I can say. So
actually, I thought I may have to come back and have a "Will Work for Food" sign because I was told that you did such a phenomenal job. You really didn't need me.
T. Lamont, we need you. We need you. We need you. We love it. No, let me tell you the story here, T. Lamont, because I really think that the story says it all. You know, I have heard so many times. In the field. In fact, I've been in the field. I actually was with a company one time that bounced 21 checks in a row to me. I finally sent them a letter. I did, T. Lamont. I had to. I sent them a letter, and I said, you know what? I said, just don't waste the ink. If the checks aren't going to be any good, just keep them. So, I've been on the other side of the coin where companies, they come out, they make promises, and look, I understand technology sometimes does not always work perfectly. We're human here too at JubiRev, Jubi Max. We have things that we find all the time that we can improve. We have one of the most patient and kind and courteous groups of people, T. Lamont, that I've ever had the privilege to work with, and I'm so proud of everyone for just having a great attitude through some of the little bumps along the way. But you know what I said to my team, T. Lamont? Here's what I said. I said, if there was any way possible that we can somehow stay up late, that we can somehow go the extra mile for all of our valued team, if there's any way that we can actually do this early, then you know what, let's do it. And so you're right, we actually had written down and scheduled to come out here. It's 9 o'clock at night Eastern Standard Time, and our goal was to come out here and actually tell everybody that, hey, we've got great news. We are going to be live. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to be able to get in and you're going to be able to see what you got is your slice of our daily leadership bonus, and you're going to be able to log in and you're going to be able to see that. And then I said to my team, you know what would be even better is if we could actually come out here on tonight's call and actually show people a daily leadership bonus, and we would just run it today for Sunday, just a free day. And that's what we've done. And so I'm confident that if we can actually log in here, and if folks, I know, I can see them kind of disappearing from the webinar here. If folks actually go log in, if you've been out promoting, you've been out giving away Jubi Bucks, and you've earned Jubi points, you're going to see that for yesterday, you've already picked up a daily leadership bonus from yesterday. And so we've got a lot of little things to cover to kind of share with everybody how that works. But I see you just popped it right up here, T. Lamont. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's right there. And so for all of you here on today's call, if you have been out working, if you've been out promoting, if you've been out giving away in Jubi Bucks to earn Jubi points, here's what I want you to do. Log into your back office, and right here on the right there, you're going to see today's leadership bonus. Now, I want to be really clear. I get to stand here, T. Lamont, and I get to be the guy who takes the credit for it, but I really have got to give a sincere thank you to my incredible team who have stayed. I mean, staying all night is just a few nights. I mean, they've actually stayed. They've probably camped out at the office more than they have been at home for some of them. And so I can't thank them enough. And I hope that all of our independent promoters down here on today's call, and leaders and future leaders, all understand that, hey, this is teamwork. This is what we need to take JubiRev, Jubi Max to the next level. So that looks pretty awesome to me, T. Lamont.
Well, it does, and let's, if we can, Mr. President, just kind of make sure that people understand a little bit about what they are seeing. Okay. What you're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, at a glance, you're going to see the leadership bonus. Now, we want to start shifting some of our conversation, some of our terminology. So we're referring to this as the daily leadership bonus. I know heretofore, a lot of times we've referred to it as revenue sharing or the revenue pool or what have you. We want to start shifting our focus to what our attorneys want us to say, daily leadership bonus. Now, what you're going to notice here is you're going to notice that this is a training account, by the way. All right, this is not an active account, but so you can see it. You're going to notice, for instance, that this daily reward, today's award, which actually comes from last night. So those of you that already had Jubi points in place, you should see the effect of your reward based on the Jubi points that you had in place. Now you'll see there were 645.75 Jubi points, and those 645.75 Jubi points collectively earned a reward of 8.65. Remember, it doesn't matter if you're Joe or Susie Average, Joe or Susie Star, Joe or Susie Superstar. As the daily leadership bonus runs on a nightly basis, everyone that's qualified for that day's reward will earn the same reward per point. It's just that, obviously, some people are going to have more points than others. You'll also notice here, again, this is a training account, there's still quite a bit of Jubi Bucks in this training account that can be given away. So as we register more customers, give Jubi Bucks and or product samples away, then many of these Jubi Bucks are going to convert into what? More Jubi points. More Jubi points could equate to larger rewards. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do the math on that to figure out the reward per point, we'll never say percentages, that's problematic languages, but if you ever figure that out, you'll say, oh my gosh, that was a very healthy reward per point. Back to you, Mr. President.
Now, T. Lamont, a couple of things here, and we have a lot of moving pieces, so I just want to cover some of the big points here on this call. One of them is to those of you that have let us know that right up here at the top where it says My Jubi Points, My Jubi Points is actually showing for many of you yesterday's Jubi Points. That will be updated sometime overnight to again reflect all current and active points. So again, folks have been out marketing, and as they're giving away Jubi Bucks, they like to log in their back office, and rightfully so see their Jubi points increase from their promotional activity. And that feature for the last about 6 to 8 hours, T. Lamont, has been off. I do expect that to actually return to its normal functionality overnight as we continue to make some tiny tweaks in the system. So everything's okay. And of course, if at any time you've got questions, you can click on my Jubi points right there, and it'll actually take you to the inside where you can actually see, you can set the date range, and you can see that you're getting all of the points that you're supposed to get from the system. So you can see it's working. It's just that that little number right up at the top is not actually activating it. So if you scroll down right here on this page, you can see the date range. And so folks can actually go there and they can set the date range to whatever they want, and they're going to be able to see that exactly the right way. So that's already live for them right there. And that's just one of those things that, again, folks, we wanted to go live early. And I'm sure that some of you are going to find things here, T. Lamont, that we might need to adjust. And some good folks have actually found a couple of spelling errors. And I hope everybody can forgive those and be patient as we bring those alive here over the next 5 or 6 or 7 days. We've got some really big updates that we want to cover. And, one of the things, T. Lamont, that I'm really excited about that I want to make sure that we get an opportunity to talk about is the first wave bonuses. Now, we've got a lot of people out here on this webinar, and for me, that represents a tremendous opportunity for all of us to go out and start getting the word out. Now, I don't know who it was, T. Lamont, but somebody earlier today leaked that Daily Leadership Bonus was going to be live today, and so we have seen a continued flurry. Yesterday was I believe one of our was a record day for new people learning about JubiRev, Jubi Max. I'm very excited, and over the next several days there's going to be a great opportunity to invite them to get started here as independent promoters, to help them get started as customers here with JubiRev, Jubi Max. But let me actually just talk for a quick minute here to all of our leaders and all of our future leaders here on this call, because we have what I truly believe, T. Lamont, is an epic opportunity. Usually when a company goes live, the bonuses stop. And usually when a company goes live, they're late and they kind of maybe miss the opportunity along the way. And so here's what we've wanted to do. Instead of being late, we wanted to be on time. And instead of being on time, we wanted to do better, and we wanted to go a day early, which we've done. Now, instead of just having our founders' bonuses be everything that they were, and they were fantastic, we decided to get a little bit better. And so we came up with the first wave bonus. Now, T. Lamont, for those who were on last Monday's call, when we announced the first wave bonus, the first wave bonus was so good, we actually had to go back and add a little bit to the founders' bonus. Now, what does that mean for everyone? Here's what we've done. We've yet again gone one step further. Everyone here on today's call has a very special opportunity. I want to share it with you. We have extended the first wave bonus. It's not really an extension, T. Lamont. We actually set this up from the beginning. But we agreed to have the first wave bonus extend 14 days past the official start of phase 3. Now, for those that remember, T. Lamont, phase 1 was a pre-registration, and then, then we had our pre-launch, and now as we go live with phase 3, we have our daily leadership bonus pool there, which is very, very exciting, folks. And so we've got a 14-day window where there's never going to be a better time than right now, T. Lamont, to go out and start positioning your team. People that maybe you haven't thought of in the past, maybe leaders in other companies that have been kind of keeping an eye on what we're doing. Whatever the case is, this first wave bonus is so big that I believe we're going to break even more records, T. Lamont, in the next 14 days. Now, when we talked about the first wave bonus for the very first time last Monday, you were shocked. I mean, I think you were genuinely surprised at what I was willing to do there.
Exactly. Well, first, I hadn't heard of it. I knew how big the founders bonus was, particularly as we started seeing some of those leaders out there that really were pushing it. But I also knew that there were quite a few folks that were maybe still kind of on the fence, maybe waiting to see daily rewards go live or commissions last week go live for the first time, and then the daily rewards go live before they were really ready to really go and really launch for it. And so when you talked about the first wave of bonus, what you did is you gave us the best of both worlds. Those people that maybe had been sitting on the fence a little bit, maybe hadn't really gotten it out there and really started pushing and promoting, they were now that they were going to be able to see points on the board. Points on the board meaning e-cash. Points on the board now meaning daily leadership bonus. Now they get a chance to go out. Their confidence is risen. Go out, start getting their following to come and join with them if they already have a following, and even if they don't have a large following right now, the fact that they can get the message out and they've got a story that every day at JubiRev, Jubi Max now can be payday. And so they get a chance to bring folks aboard. Those folks make those purchases and still get these additional bonuses. This is going to be huge, ladies and gentlemen. I'll use your word, epic.
T. Lamont, well, talking about epic, let me go through because there are two parts of the first wave bonus. The first part is that every time that you purchase Jubi Bucks from March 28th through April 22nd, and again, this is going to be awarded after the Jubi Bucks you purchase are given away based on PQV, but you're going to earn an additional 10% more points as those Jubi Bucks are given away. So what does this mean? Let's say, T. Lamont, that we have someone who has maybe 200 Jubi Bucks, and they're going out and they're giving away Jubi Bucks, they're virtual sampling, and as they give those away based on PQV, what we see happening is they would normally earn 200 points. Well, what we're doing here for the first wave bonus, we're going to give an additional 10% more points. Now, there's a couple of different parts to that, T. Lamont, because that's what happens for you when you purchase Jubi Bucks and give them away. But here's where it gets even more exciting, because you see there's this what I call the butterfly effect, T. Lamont, where as you are earning and as you're participating, we have 10 different ways to earn. So as you're earning and participating, what's happening is that you're earning additional Jubi Bucks. And as you give those Jubi Bucks away, as you're out promoting, you're in return getting more points. And you know, those bucks that you are purchasing as you're earning actually qualify too for the first wave bonus. So it's like a butterfly effect, and that can be really, really huge. Now, we've heard from some people in the field that are going, I don't understand, where's this coming from? How am I getting these points? How am I earning here? And again, T. Lamont, this is the very first compensation plan of its type anywhere. It is a category creating compensation plan, a true hybrid, and it's pretty exciting. People can actually get paid. It's epic levels deep, using the epic again there. But I got to tell you, people are going in and they're like, oh wow, I've got more Jubi Bucks. Well, then here, let me go out and let me award one of my customers to get their loyalty. Let me go find a new customer that I can incentivize here. And as they're out promoting and as they're out giving away Jubi Bucks, they earn more points. And of course, first wave getting an additional 10% more points. Very, very exciting. Now, the second part of this, T. Lamont, is what we call the power generational bonus point match, and this is huge. Let me tell you how this works, T. Lamont, and then maybe you can repeat it back. I want to make sure everybody really can kind of understand it. Now, as you know, as you're out building, you actually have 3 generations: your first generation, your second generation, and your third generation. And depending on your level, you're going to earn a different amount on your first generation, second generation, third generation. Well, here's the thing. All of the eCash and Jubi Bucks combined that you're earning on those 3 levels with your power generational bonus, we're going to give you a 1-to-1 point match, and that's where, I mean, it's really exciting. We have people who are getting an extra dozen points here, an extra 2 dozen points here. Some of the people that have been out heavily promoting and building a team, they're getting an extra few hundred. Some of them even an extra 1,000 points. So this is really, really huge, the point match to the power generational bonus. Now, T. Lamont, you've seen some of the people in the field. How is that working, and can you give us an example there?
It's huge, and we just put this up so you ladies and gentlemen can see this. Let's say, for instance, if you are a diamond, if you've already hit the diamond director position, which many of you have, then through your 3 generations, your first generation, anyone that you personally enrolled, they would be first generation to you. Anyone that, let's say you enrolled Joe Average, he's first generation to you. If you're a diamond, you're getting a 10% override as he makes not only his initial purchase, but any subsequent Jubi Buck purchases. Now, Joe refers Sue Average. Sue Average is second generation to you. Sue refers Marlene Average. Marlene is third generation to you. Now, here's what would typically go on anyway. You refer Joe. Joe makes a purchase of Jubi bucks, let's say 1,000 Jubi bucks. You get a 10% override. You get 10% or $100 paid to you in commissions. Fantastic. Now, through, and Mr. President, I don't know if I put the right date. I said April 27th. I don't know if I heard that right.
It's April 22nd. Yeah, it's April 22nd.
22. Okay, so all right. So now, remember now, Joe is now going to start earning. All right, assuming there are revenues to share that the company has to share. Mr. President will talk a little bit more about when we start placing the daily ads for it to count. There's been some grace there for a couple of days so everyone knows how to place their ads. But Joe's going to start earning. Joe maybe earned last night if he had some Jubi points. Joe's going to earn tonight perhaps if he has Jubi points, so on and so forth. Now, what's going to happen is not only do you get commissioned on that, but you also are going to earn through this promotional period the same amount of matching Jubi points. So here's my example. You referred Joe. He made a $1,000 purchase. Fantastic. You got your 10% commission. Fantastic. Now you get 10% in Jubi points. Wait a minute. That's another 100 Jubi points. Now Joe has 1,000 Jubi points in our example because he's given his Jubi bucks away. Maybe he's got more because he's participating in the promotions himself. Now he starts earning on a daily basis. And guess what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Between now and April 22nd, every night he earns, he gets a reward. A portion of those rewards are going to his Jubi buck category. You're getting not only commissions, you're getting additional Jubi points. And Mr. President, some of the folks, as they were coming on, they were listing the amount of Jubi bucks or Jubi points they may have already in the system. We got reports of people at already over 20,000 Jubi points, several folks over 10,000 Jubi points, over 15,000 Jubi points. So as they're earning each night, if you were the person that referred them, not only are you getting those commissions, but between now and April the 22nd, you're getting matching Jubi points. And by the way, Mr. President, I've got to ask you this real quickly. So here, my wife and I were coming back from Chile, and right before we hit the airport, I went in, I looked at my system, I saw that I had some Jubi points in place from the founders promotion, and it was a nice hefty amount. And then when I got back in place and I looked yesterday, Mr. President, I saw I had a whole lot more Jubi points than when I left Chile. What happened?
Well, I was wondering if anybody was going to notice. So let me tell you kind of the timeline. This past Monday, we worked really hard, and we brought online our very first commission run. So this past Monday was April 1, and on that day it was a multiple six-figure commission payday. It was absolutely huge. I mean, it was standing room only on the webinars. People were fired up and excited. There's always that moment when a company says, "Hey, we're going to start this thing." And people are kind of watching with a wary eye to see if it happens. Well, boy, did we deliver on that day. We did a fantastic job, and everything went really smooth. I'm so proud of our team to bring that through to make that happen. And on last Monday's webinar is when I announced the first wave bonus. Now, we had given out part of the founders bonus at that time, but we hadn't really begun giving away the first wave bonus. Okay. What you saw when you were flying back was yesterday we had an absolute marathon of programming and tech work and design and everything. It was so awesome. And here's what happened, T. Lamont. We actually were able to get live all of those bonuses. The founders bonus was paying. The first wave bonus was paying. They were all paying on all points. And so what happened was people were like, wow, look at all these points coming in. Well, you earned them, and now they're there, and now that's being updated every hour, T. Lamont. So people who are continuing to go out and actually qualify for different parts of the first wave bonus are going to continue to see additional points and rewards come in there.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think we understand that, and we understand the first wave. Once again, that first wave is going to go through April the 22nd. And ladies and gentlemen, let's take advantage of it. Let's take advantage. Mr. President, I know there are a lot of people. I was in Skype today, some folks that had looked at Jubi Rev, maybe hadn't joined or had joined and maybe hadn't upgraded, and now all of a sudden they're starting to hear, uh-oh, Daily Leadership Bonus, it's time for me to get off the fence. Let's get as many people off the fence between now and April 22nd, getting them loading up their accounts, making purchases so they participate in their 10% bonuses, but you also earn by building the referral network, your normal commissioning, and the extra bonus points there. Back to you, Mr. President.
All right. Now, one of the other things that I have on my list, T. Lamont, that I'd like to talk about is our very first cash out and how we're going to set that up.
Okay.
So this would be one that would be great if you can take some notes on for everyone, because we have some folks who are starting to accrue some commissions there, and we want to make sure that we've got an excellent cash out method for everyone to use. Now, here's how we're going to do this. We are going to go live for the very first time with the cash out page by this Friday. Okay, so we are going to go live with our very first cash out page by this Friday. Okay, now I may leave this open for a full 24 to 36 hours for the very first time, only to make sure that everyone around the globe has an opportunity to get in there. Okay. So normally this will close out, and so each week if you would like to have a cash out request, you need to get that in by Friday at, let's say, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. Okay, but I may leave it open just a little bit this very first time, since that page will only be able to really go live this Friday. Okay, but again, the going forward, after this Friday should be, your cash out request should be made by Friday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so very, very important there. Now, you will receive payment by the following Friday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. At least, let me be clear on this, T. Lamont, very important. We will have initiated it. If there is a delay on your end, I know sometimes banks will need a couple of days to verify a wire. Of course, it depends on how much you're cashing out, that type of thing. But we will have processed it on our end within 7 days. And if it takes you, either immediate or a couple of days or 3 or 4 or 5 days at that point on your end, then you'll want to account for that in your budgeting. But I wanted to be as clear on this as I possibly can, because I don't want to leave anything open for misinterpretation, and I certainly don't want to miscommunicate anything. So again, let me just go through this one more time if we could. This Friday, as early as I can, we are going to go live with a cash out request page. Now, thereafter, that page is there any time for you to use, and we're going to process all requests in by Friday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and within 7 days, we will have sent that back from our end to your end, and then depending on your method, I know some methods will show up probably instantaneously for you, and some methods may take a couple of days for your bank to verify. But I think that's it. I think that is fantastic, and I know that some companies struggle with that. And they were not able to do it weekly, but we are going to do it weekly, and we are going to do it consistently, come rain, sleet, shine, or snow. So that will be there for sure, and people are going to be able to count on that. And again, this very first day only, I want to be clear. So this coming Friday, which is the 12th of April, that one day only, we will probably leave this page open for an additional 24 hours. So again, that one day only, you're going to have a little bit of a grace period there, but look for that page come Friday morning. Very, very important. Okay. So,
all right, so let me make sure I understand this then, Mr. President. Okay, so here we have the daily leadership bonus that has already gone live. That means that folks are, as they're qualified, they're generating daily rewards. Plus, if they've begun to build a referral network, they could be also getting daily override commissionings. They can request the request page has not gone live yet. It's going to go live by this coming Friday. You may leave that open. That won't be an every week thing, just so that anyone that needs to make a cash out request can do so and get it in, so that the following Friday, if you've made a request by, let's say, Friday at 5 p.m. Central this week, then the following Friday, that payment would have been processed. May take a day or two depending on the way I'm asking that the money gets to me before it actually hits, but at least the company has processed it. Wait a minute. So now what this means is every day can be payday, and then every week we can actually have cash in hand from the previous week's request. So if I want a paycheck or want to get paid not the 12th, but I want to get paid on the 19th, I want to get paid on the 19th, then I need to make my request by Friday the 12th. If I want to get paid by the 26th, then I need to make sure that I've made my request that next week. I need to make sure my request has been in by Friday the 19th. So just be thinking, okay, if I want to cash out, I want to request some commissions, I need to make sure I do it by Fridays, 5 p.m. Central. Fridays, 5 p.m. Central. When will that be processed? It should be processed no later than the next Friday at 5 p.m. Central. A lot for maybe sometime for your cash out request to actually get to you. I've got it, Mr. President.
Awesome,
I've
awesome.
got it, my friend.
I'm glad because, you know, one thing is for sure, T. Lamont, there's going to be a lot of customers that we create as a company that are going to be enjoying fine quality products and services. And I want to make sure that we reward our independent promoters richly with as much cash and as much commissions and as much opportunity as we possibly can. So really, really important. Speaking of deadlines, T. Lamont, I know there's another important deadline that we really should talk about, and that is the time to place an ad. We should probably cover that as well. And just like some of the things we've talked about, there's a little bit of a grace period here, but I want to make sure that everyone kind of understands how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and start this off, and this will be our first time going over this. So T. Lamont, I'll hope that you can kind of repeat it back. Let's make sure everybody's really clear on it, but it's going to be very simple, folks. Today is Monday, April 8th, and today we paid our daily leadership bonus on yesterday's qualified Jubi points. Okay, so again, folks, today is Monday, and today's daily leadership bonus paid on yesterday's qualified Jubi points. Now, that means that tomorrow, Tuesday, you're going to get an opportunity to participate in our daily leadership bonus based on today, Monday's qualified Jubi points. So what do we mean by that? Well, there's a couple of things that you're going to want to do, and I'm just going to cover the basics here. Those of you, as you get a little bit bigger in your business, and those of you that have been here for that are going to be here for a long time, you want to make sure you go over to Comp Plan PDF to kind of get all the details. I'm just going to cover the basics here. If you have Jubi points and you want to make sure you qualify for the next day's daily leadership bonus, okay, then here's how that works. You're going to want to make sure that you've placed an ad helping us build our brand, helping us promote JubiRev, Jubi Max. We're going to show you where to go to do that here in a few moments, but you're going to want to place a daily ad. Now, that daily ad needs to be placed by 5 p.m. Central Standard Time every day. Okay, so again, we've got a little grace period, so we're not enforcing that today. So those of you that received your daily leadership bonus today based on yesterday's qualified Jubi points, we were not double checking that you had placed your ad. I know a lot of you have been out doing it, building the habit, and about 80% of people actually were doing it. Was pretty impressed with that, T. Lamont. But those of you that haven't learned how to do it, haven't been shown how to do it, got a little bit of a grace period. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give a grace period through Thursday. Now, T. Lamont, by Friday, I expect everybody to be placing their ads, and our system needs to have received your ad by 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we're giving a grace period through Thursday, and then on Friday, I'm expecting everybody to place their ad by 5 p.m. Central Time. Now, in a minute, we're going to show everybody where they can go to get some sample ad copy, some places that they can actually place that, and then we have a very nice system. All you need to do is log into your account, actually show us where you place that ad, and then our system is going to double check it, and as long as you get that in every day by 5 o'clock, then you're going to be able to qualify for the next day's daily leadership bonus based on today's fully qualified points. Now, that's one main requirement, it's placing the ad. Second main requirement is that you actually have your qualified auto ship. That's also important. And you want to make sure that you have Jubi points that have not expired. Now, your expiry date for points is based on your auto ship. And so just so that everybody knows, we are not starting the countdown for points expiration. We are not starting that until today. So we're giving everybody plenty of time to get in here, make sure that the system is up and running for you, and make sure that you're not missing out on anything. So T. Lamont, I know I covered quite a bit there, and it's really important that we make sure the field has that information as succinctly as possible. So if you could, I love the way you've got the white screen here. Could we go back through that again?
Yes, sir. And I was doing a couple things at one time, so I want to make sure I did this right. Ads need to be placed by 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have some grace through Thursdays. By Friday, that needs to be done. If you don't know what this means in your neck of the woods because you're not in the U.S. or you don't, even if you're in the U.S., you don't remember what Central Time is, remember in your calendar every time that we, and even when the company sends out the emails, there's always a time and date link. I believe that's timeanddate.com, where you can go and see what that means if you happen to be in Australia. When does that need to be placed? And let's just get in the habit of doing that. You need to have your qualifying volume. Obviously, that qualifying volume could be your own auto ship if you're at $15 a month subscription, $50, $100, $200 a month. Did you mention that you need to have qualifying Jubi points?
Well, yes, you need to have Jubi points that have not expired, correct.
Okay, have Jubi points. And, of course, there aren't going to be any Jubi points that have expired for quite some time. The earliest expiration of Jubi points would be 80 days from today. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. And the other thing, Mr. President, with that, as we go back here, based on this test position, the test position had 645 points as of last night, when the daily leadership bonus was running. These 8,435 Jubi bucks, ladies and gentlemen, there is no timer on these yet. Why? They're not points. They're bucks. So whether it takes you a day or two or a week or three to give all this away in terms of your Jubi bucks, there is no timer running on these because these are not yet points. I think I have it. Ads need to be placed no later than Friday, 5 p.m. Central, qualifying volume, and make sure I've got some Jubi points that haven't expired.
And then thereafter, after Friday, ads need to be placed every day. So again, folks, if you want to participate in a day's daily leadership bonus, you need to make sure that you've actually placed your ad for that day and have it in no later than 5 p.m. So again, that's going to start running every single day starting this Friday. So now we should, if we can, actually log in and see if we can show where people can actually see some ads, and let's take a look at the ad placement system there.
Okay. All right. So let's log into it. As you log into your back office and you go in under marketing, back office over here on the left-hand side, you go in under marketing. Then you're going to click where it says daily ad placement. Marketing, daily ad placement. From there, marketing, daily ad placement, marketing, daily ad placement. See where it says sample approved daily ads? You click there, and you're going to see all of these ad copies here, okay? So, for instance, if you wanted to focus on, let's say, weight loss, all right, you can just scroll over and you'll see what this ad is saying, free 30-day weight loss kit, all right, and then it would have, actually, it would send people to your particular link. Maybe that's not the one you want to give away or that you want to place today. Maybe, revitalize your look. I wonder if that has to deal with skincare, okay? Revitalize your look, and this is what this ad is saying. Now, you can view the ad over here if you wanted to, and again, this would be that particular ad, all right? Revitalize your look. Let's say as a headline, your URL here, and then visit Jubi Max, so on and so forth, okay? So you could simply take that, or you could simply left click where it says copy ad. Box is going to come up. It's going to copy this ad. We click OK. All right, so now what you've just done, where did you go? Marketing, number 1. Number 2, daily ad placement. Number 3, sample approved daily ads as an example. You could have gone to the hybrid ads, the banner ads, the videos, so on and so forth. So we just copy the ad. Now what we want to do is we want to go and place this ad. And over here on the left-hand side, it says advertising venues. If you click there, this is not an exhaustive list of all the places you can go and place your ad, but these are a number of places that is simple for you to set up. Many of these places are free for you to set up to place an ad. And so feel free to choose from this. You can also Google. Some of you are going to be placing every day through your Facebook or what have you. All right, so let's say if we went to this first one here, classifiedsgiant.com. If you don't already have an account, you can register an account absolutely free. Mr. President, I'm going to go here because I do have an account with them, and I want to just show how this works. Bear with me here. Bear with me. All right, looks like I'm running a little slow. My computer's running a little slow, so bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, T. Lamont, just real quick while you're doing that, I want to put a quick note here. Our tech team has let me know that one of the reasons why we have this grace period between today and Friday is that there are some things we are working on in the back office there in terms of ads. So some of the ad text is being improved. Some of the links that are out there are being improved. So again, folks, make sure you're reading what you're pasting. Make sure that you've double checked the links and that they're going to your site, that type of thing. Because again, one of the reasons for the grace period is because we want to give everyone the opportunity to begin getting into the habit, but also because I've asked them to add quite a bit into there so that everyone is empowered with as much good marketing as they can possibly be empowered with. So that's continually improving, and over the next 2 days we're making some changes. So again, as you're out marketing, you just read the ads, make sure they're right, make sure your link is right, folks, and then promote.
Okay. All right. So I'm just choosing one of the venues back here. You can choose any of those venues. You can find your own venues. You can Google other venues. I know some of you are going to be posting to Facebook and things of that nature. If I was using this particular venue, I'd look under services. And as I click on services, there's a link here that says health and beauty. So I'm going to place an ad based on or advertising the youth line, the skincare line that we have here. So I'm just going to click on health and beauty. I'll click next step. And some of you have used Classified Giants before, some of you haven't. If you use some of the other ones, just kind of follow through. That first time might be a little cumbersome. After you've done this a couple times, you'll breeze through it, and in many cases, it will only take you a minute or 2 or 3 a day. So I'm just going to go and choose my plan, and I'm going to paste what my ad said here. Now, what I'm going to do here is just put it all, I don't know if this will do this, give me a moment. I may just have to play with it just a little bit so it's all justified. So bear with me, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pause for just a moment and do something real quickly and just post that also. It's all justified for me.
You know, I'm pretty excited about what you're doing here because there are so many different places that people can go out and can promote. And let me just quickly, while you're showing that to you, let me just quickly share with all of our leaders and guests here on today's call something I talk about in our business briefings that I think is really, really important, and that is that JubiRev JubiMax solves what I believe is the biggest challenge, and many high-level economists also agree is the biggest challenge in e-commerce today. And that challenge is customer loyalty. By giving you the ability to go out and give away JubiBucks and do virtual sampling and place ads and promote, you're helping us build our brand, and you're also helping us incentivize new customers to come to JubiMax.com and shop. And then we have the JubiBucks, which combined with the relationship you create with your customers can actually be that missing ingredient to create the loyalty with those customers so that they shop with us month after month. And that's why we want to get the message out, and that's why, quite frankly, folks, that we're willing to do all the things that we're doing as a company and paying out 10 different ways. So I'll let you go back to placing this ad here. It looks like you're just about finished there doing a live ad. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, so what I simply did while you were talking there, Mr. President, is I pasted the ad there. It wasn't quite justified. Again, that might be something that programming comes and does. Even if they don't, it's very simple. What I did is I took that ad, and I could have done this on a Word document or what have you. I just put that right here on my whiteboard and just kind of justified it myself, copied it again, and then came back over here. And here's my ad right here. I can choose a state. Now, here's one thing, Mr. President, I would highly encourage our international folks to do as they're placing their ad. We know that in some cases that for some of the products, shipping may be a little cost prohibitive, but I could live in Israel and place my ad specifically to drive traffic from, let's say, the U.S. base where shipping is not prohibitive. So this is all I did here. Is I came in here and I chose a state. I used to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I know what the zip codes are. I put that in there. And now we'll come back and play around with this a little bit more in time, Mr. President. We'll even show people how they can upload photos to give the ad a little bit more spice. We won't do that right now. I'm just going to click where it says Publish Now. All right, and my ad is now published. I can see my ad, Mr. President, right here by clicking here. And the other thing that happens by clicking there, Mr. President, I've got a URL. Now, this is what I need to report back to my JubiRev back on my JubiMax back office. So this is my ad. This ad has been placed. Revitalize your look. All right, here's the link. Then it says visit JubiMax and get your free bottle of JubiMax Youth Daytime Anti-Aging Serum and revitalize your looks and rejuvenate your skin today. If I were to click on that, if I were a customer, it would take people to my JubiRev, JubiMax site where they would have the giveaway, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this link up here, also with Classified Giant. As many of the other services out there, you'll also get an email once you've registered. They'll have your email address, so you can also check your email. Now I'm going to come back over here, Daily Ad Placement. Place my ad. Give me a moment. And all I've got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is scroll down, and I'm going to go on and paste where my ad is. That's where I copied and pasted the URL. I'm going to paste that right there. What was my ad type? We did a classified ad. Where did I place it? I placed it at classifiedgiant.com. If I wanted to provide some more comments or explanations, I could. I would then click where it says Submit Form. Mr. President, that one is saying please enter comment. I don't know if they intended that to come up. I'll go on and enter a comment now.
Okay.
Okay. Placed. All right. And then submit form. And there we go. Now, there we go. Do you see what just happened here, Mr. President? I just placed my ad. It tells me that I'm qualified for the next 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 42 seconds. We just placed the ad. Mr. President, can I just run through that very quickly again? I won't do all the steps,
Absolutely.
but I just want to make sure.
Absolutely.
All right, so we were at your home page, ladies and gentlemen. We were at your home page. We went step one, marketing. Step one, marketing. Step two, daily ad placement. Step one, marketing. Step two, daily ad placement. From daily ad placement, we went to sample approved daily ads. Marketing, daily ad placement, sample approved daily ads. We looked at the ads that are already in here. There'll be more that will be coming, but we've got plenty to get started. And then you could go, you could scroll, and you can see exactly what that ad is going to say. Your specific link would be in the ad. This is our Jubi training site, so it says Jubi training. If you are Joe Average, if that's your username, it would say JubiMax.com/Joe Average. Your Sue Average, JubiMax.com/Sue Average. You can simply copy your ad. So you've copied your ad. Now, come over to advertising venues. Choose from an assortment of advertising venues. You can see there's 3 pages of advertising venues here. I just chose the first one there. Some of you are going to use other advertising venues not listed here, and we would encourage you to do so. Many of you are going to post on your Facebook. We would encourage you to do so. So you go on and you click your advertising venue. You place your ad. Each system is a little bit different. So a few extra, a little time for that first time you're doing it, maybe a little cumbersome. You'll get through it. Then once you've placed your ad, you come back under daily ad placement. You'll be on the front page here where it says place your daily ad. You scroll down. You put the URL. Where was your ad placed? If it was your Facebook, make sure that's in there. If it's classifiedads.com, classifiedgiants.com, whatever, place wherever that link is so that when they start the checking, they can see your ad. We did your ad type, where you placed your ad. For right now, there was a box that came up that told us we had to place some comments. Doesn't have to be a long drawn-out story there. We submit our form. When you submit your form, scroll up here, and it should then tell you, oh, you've got 23 hours, now 57 minutes. This is very thorough. 56 minutes and 58 seconds for that qualifying ad. Back to you, Mr. President.
Well, T. Lamont, thank you very much, and we are going to be having additional training calls through the week that we load up in the back office, especially as we bring on all of these systems for everyone and begin to have this be a requirement beginning this Friday by 5 o'clock. So really, really important that everyone begins to learn how to do that, but we're going to have additional calls and training for that. I'm really glad that you went through there. I actually picked up a couple of things there too. One of the other things I got to mention here, T. Lamont, you talked with me about some of the folks who are around the world, especially in areas where shipping is expensive and sometimes prohibitive. One of the strategies that you mentioned there was actually placing your ads in places where shipping may be more cost effective. But I just want to put a quick reminder to everyone that we have a number of low cost and no cost shipping items that are perfect even if you're in areas where, as we grow, maybe shipping physical products to some areas is more cost prohibitive for yourself and for your customers. Just a quick reminder, we have a number of physical delivery products that are really lightweight, so I call them low cost shipping items, but we also, T. Lamont, have no cost shipping items which are digital delivery that you can actually use, consume, promote, and sell as well. So just a real quick note on that. I think it's really, really important. And now, T. Lamont, there is one other area that we do need to cover here on tonight's call, and as soon as if we've got just a few more minutes here, and that is, we talked about the butterfly effect earlier. And so one of the things that has a big impact on that is the commission settings page. And as we are moving forward here and phase 3 is launching and all systems are green for go here, it's important that people understand that they have choices on their commission settings page that will determine whether or not they're paid in eCash or whether or not they're paid in Jubi Bucks and what they want that split to be. And a lot of times, folks, you may want to build your points base, so you may want to get certain types of commissions paid out more in Jubi Bucks, and this gives you additional bucks to go out and incentivize new customers. It gives you additional Jubi Bucks to go out and in addition to the relationship you have with your customers, you can give them additional Jubi Bucks to ensure their ongoing loyalty, and as a result, you earn Jubi points. Very, very exciting. And so the commission settings page, T. Lamont, where do we go to do that?
All right, so what you're going to do, and ladies and gentlemen, again, please make sure you're coming back and becoming a student of your business, particularly now that we're live with the commissioning functions and the daily leadership bonuses. If you come under My Account, you're going to spend a lot of time back here. My Account, number one. My Financials, number two. Now, most of you probably have already set up a PIN code. If you haven't, the system will prompt you to set up a PIN code. And since I've already been in the system and we've already used a PIN code, it takes me right to where we need to go. My Account, My Financials. My Account, My Financials. Now, I am at the commissions box here, and this is going to show you the number of ways that we are paid. Now, the daily leadership bonus is going to show right here. So I want to show you. All right, you can see exactly our daily leadership bonus for today. You'll be able to see that for the week. Now, each of these ways that you're paid allows you to come in and set up how you want to be commissioned. Now, they aren't all the same, so let's just walk through a couple of these. Your daily leadership bonus. Your daily leadership bonus, you'll notice that it is defaulted to where it says amount to eCash. It's defaulted to 0. You can put up to 60% in there or 20% or what have you. I'll tell you personally, I've got mine set to 0. What is this saying? This is saying I don't want any of my daily rewards right now going to eCash. I want them all going to Jubi Bucks. All right? If I were to change that, if I said, well, I want 20% of my daily reward going to eCash, all I would have to do is open up this little box here and say, I want 20%, and look at what's going to happen. It's going to take a minute to refresh, and you're going to see right here, I'm going to go back under Daily Leadership Bonus, and now you can see the system has said, take 20% of my daily reward and send that to eCash. Take 80% of my daily reward and issue that in Jubi Bucks. Remember, the max you can set this to in terms of an eCash setting is going to be 60% from the daily rewards. The max is going to be 60% from the daily rewards. I choose at this point to have mine set to 0. That's a personal call that you'll make on your end. Okay, so now way this is now set. You see how quickly it just updated. 0% is going to eCash. All of my daily reward based on the setting is going to Jubi Bucks. Okay, now let's come over here to commissions paid on generations. If you're starting to build a referral network, okay, you very well may have already seen some commissions back here. Same thing happens here. The settings are just a little bit different. Again, amount to eCash, you can determine how much of my override commissions. I'm building a referral network. My referrals, first generation, second generation, third generation, they're purchasing Jubi Bucks, whether it's from them doing it manually from eCash or whether it is them getting daily rewards, and a portion of those daily rewards are going to the Jubi Buck column, you're getting an override here, okay? You can determine how do you want to receive that override. Do you want 60% to go to eCash? Do you want this one you can take all the way up to 100% going to eCash? You can bring it all the way down to 0%. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, these are settings that you can go and modify on a day-to-day basis. I would imagine, Mr. President, and maybe programming, I don't know if they're on and communicating with you, I would imagine whatever I have this set on when the daily rewards start that night, that's what the system is going to read for that night. That's what I would assume.
Yes, absolutely, and that's going to happen just after midnight Central Standard Time. So
Okay.
whatever you have. So the way that it works, Tilamon, is that today's daily leadership bonus pool actually pays out tomorrow. So what we're seeing in the back office right now today's Monday, but that's actually yesterday's daily
Gotcha.
leadership bonus pool based on yesterday's qualified points. Somebody let me know that I did not say that correctly earlier. I apologize. So what we're seeing in the back office right now is yesterday's daily leadership bonus pool paid today based on yesterday's qualified non-expired points, as long as you had your auto ship, etc. And so when that pays, well, in order to qualify for yesterday's daily leadership bonus pool, you need to have your add in yesterday by 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then just after midnight Central Standard Time, we're going to go through and we're going to identify everyone who was qualified. We're going to go through and add up all their non-expired points, and we're going to identify, what our daily leadership bonus pool is going to be. We're going to pay those out to those qualified points, and so people are going to be able to wake up Central Standard Time and seeing that in there each day. And it may take a few extra hours for verification, just depending on the size and what's happening there. But that's going to happen just after midnight. So whatever the commission settings you had in there yesterday at midnight,
Okay.
or at midnight, 12:01 a.m. Whatever that setting was right then is what's going to be the payment for that.
Okay. Mr. President, the one thing that folks can also understand, whatever your settings, let's say if you set to have some of the commissions going straight to eCash, or have some of your daily revenue going straight to eCash, you'll see, for instance, right here, Mr. President, there's some eCash. Again, this is the training site here. Well, if I've had some funds there going to eCash, whether it was my intent to request some commissions, maybe it was my intent to have some there to pay it forward for someone else, maybe I just wanted to see it in eCash. Right? Some people just want to see, oh my gosh, I have some eCash. But if you wanted to then go to this eCash, for instance, and you wanted to buy more Jubi bucks with that eCash, you can do that. And again, all I did, Mr. President, is I clicked on eCash. It brought me right here. I could buy more Jubi bucks with that eCash. I could pivot or pay it forward for a teammate, whether I'm helping them cover a monthly subscription, or maybe I'm purchasing some Jubi bucks on their behalf. I can use that with my eCash. It's just limitless what you can do, and if that's a lot for you right now, then, Mr. President, the system has default settings. So if you just want to leave the default settings as is and see how that works for you, that may be all you need. If you want to go in and make some modifications, the whole idea is to put this in your hands for you to determine how you want to take your revenues as it relates to the daily leadership bonus, as it relates to the commissions. How do you want that? How much do you want in cash? How much do you want going to Jubi bucks so you can give those away to generate more Jubi points? It's in your corner. This is your business. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, T. Lamont. Now, I know I just looked at the time and I was like, oh my goodness, good grief, look at this. We've been on the phone for over an hour here. And I got to tell you, it feels like 20 minutes. I mean, they say that time flies when you're having fun. Well, love doing webinars with you, and I just can't believe the time. So I want to quickly go over a couple of things to make sure we serve anybody who needs to cut out. If we could just go back to the home page on here for just a moment, if you can just click on the home button. I know that we've got some questions coming in here, and we're going to do our best to answer some of these questions here in just a moment. But some of the questions are going to be covered in the training that we've put together. Now, if you look right here in the middle of the page, you're going to see 5 important links. Now, those links are often changing, but some of them that will remain at least for a while or will then be moved to other very noticeable areas on this page are the first wave bonus. There's a 6.5-minute recorded webinar on that first wave bonus. You can click on that right there. It's number 4 in the middle of the page, first wave bonus. You can click on that and it will go into some detail on the first wave bonus. Now, for those of you that just need the 30-second version, here it is. Get prospects in front of what we're doing here with Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. This is big don't miss it. There's the 30-second version. If you want the 6.5-minute version, click on that and watch the webinar there. Now, number 5, very important. All of you here on today's call, number 5 is a special training webinar where we talk about things like making sure that you've got eCash loaded, making sure that you've got your auto ship set up, making sure you've chosen the amount of JubiBucks you want to get started with, agreeing to the independent promoter agreement, officially upgrading here with JubiRev, JubiMax, all the way to the giving away of JubiBucks so that you earn Jubi points, and we cover all of that right there in number 5, which is the special training webinar. And so that's really, really important for everyone to make sure that they and their team get an opportunity to watch. So, T. Lamont, I think that's the vast majority of our big announcements that we had to cover. Now, we're going to try to stay, for anybody who wants to have questions answered, we're going to try to stay and answer some questions. But let me ask you, were there any other big points or questions that you had that I can answer?
There was one that comes to mind, but I didn't jot it down. So if it comes back to mind, then I will bring it back up. And it may come to mind once we go out here to the Q&A.
Okay. Well, before we do the Q&A, then let me go ahead and just close out here with just a quick. I'm going to close out the core part of the webinar with just a quick 3-minute ending, and then we're going to stay. You and I, if you've got a little bit of time, let's see if we can answer some questions. We've got some very excited promoters out there, and I want to empower them. There's a phrase that I heard years ago. It says, "There's nothing so powerful as a well-trained promoter." And so I want to make sure that our promoters have the very best in training and all their questions answered. We're going to stay for a moment on that. But for those of you that are heading out here, I just want to leave you with a couple of quick thoughts. And I've had just a little bit of time here this afternoon as soon as we saw the daily leadership bonus pool to go live. And I just had a couple of minutes to sit and reflect on what has been about the busiest 90 days of my life, and for many of my team, it has absolutely been the busiest 90 days of their life. And I just wanted to sit and reflect for a few moments on everything that we've accomplished so far. And it reminds me of a story of one of the great CEOs of the Coca-Cola Corporation. And as he was retiring, as he sat on the board, and they gave him their final report, and I'm just going to paraphrase here because it's the point of the story that really matters. As they read to him how many millions and millions of cans of Coca-Cola had been actually consumed that day and sold that month, he stood up and he said, "Here's what you've done in the last 30 days, and you have done a great job, and for that I'm thankful. But what I want all of you to turn your attention to right now is, what are you going to do over the next 30 days? And that advice is good advice that I take personally, and it's also great advice for all of our promoters here today. Now, here's what's been accomplished in the last 90 days with everyone's help working together. I believe this is a team. I believe that our promoters, I believe that our internal staff, I believe that we all together comprise a team. Together, everyone achieves more. Yes, it's a cheesy statement, but at Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, it actually illustrates something bigger, something more that we really have here. We have this true team spirit. And so together as a team, we can quickly reflect on phase 1, tens of thousands of people piling in. Phase 2, beginning February 28th, breaking all records over the next 30 days to our very first multiple 6-figure commission payout this past Monday, April 1st. Great job. Amazing job. Everyone is to be congratulated. But here we sit, April 8th, 2013. And what do we have? We have a category creating company. We have a company that has broken through the barriers of online e-commerce. We have a company that has solved the #1 biggest challenge people face in online e-commerce, which is what? It's customer loyalty. You see, through virtual sampling and through JubiBucks, you have the ability to not only incentivize new customers, but also reward loyal customers with additional JubiBucks. We have broken through. We have solved something. We have a working system, as everyone can see right here on the screen. As you log into your accounts, you see all these systems working, and we're still putting pieces together and adding to a little bit every day, but it's working. We have broken through the barrier, folks. We have put all of these things in place for all of us. We have accomplished what everyone tried to say we could not do. And together, what have we done? We have prevailed. We have succeeded. We have stepped forward into the bright light and said, here we are, JubiRev, Jubi Max. And so I challenge all of you to take advantage of what we have, to take advantage of everything we've all worked hard to build together, to take the amazing first wave bonus that we have, this amazing message of prosperity and hope to other promoters and to customers alike. Go forward and let's build JubiMax into the next billion-dollar giant. Let's make this our stand together and say, we can do this. There's no reason why we can't be that group of people that everyone else is jealous of. There's no reason why we can't be that group of people that is inspiring leaders after leaders for generations to come. So I challenge all of you to look at what you've done very openly with yourselves over the last 90 days and say, you know what? I did a great job. Congratulate yourselves. I say to you, you've done a great job. But now let's go forward and let's see what can we do. Let's challenge ourselves to go to the next level, to go even farther than we've ever gone before, and together, folks, more than a company, a movement, your movement. You know, T. Lamont, your time has come. Our promoters on this call, this is their time. And so together, let's go forward and let's make this the best company possible for everyone's benefit. And I'm so excited to have an opportunity to lead out here. Now, T. Lamont, with that said, let's see if we can answer some questions.
I know what I was going to ask you that keeps coming up, and it's probably already in the questions box. I know I had a conversation with you the other day, and you were laying out some phases 1, 2, and 3 as it relates to this question. That is, Joe Average has registered, done a great job of registering customers, but has now at the point where he doesn't have enough Jubi bucks, or perhaps he's given away more Jubi bucks than what he originally had. Are you ready to share what that's going to mean going forward?
I absolutely am, and I'm really glad that came up because that has been one of the most unique things I've ever seen. Now, you know, they say to you, Lamont, that your job in business is to turn lemons into lemonade. Well, let me tell you how we actually came into something much more than lemonade. When we had our promoters go out and begin to promote, here's what we saw happen. Instead of just a few people taking advantage of these amazing offers, we had a lot of promoters that quickly found out that way more people than they were expecting took them up on their offer of free Jubi bucks, or took them up on their offer of their free products. All they had to do was pay for shipping. Now, what happened was for a few days we didn't have the control set, and so some people actually went negative. Now, that first group of people, here's what we've done. All but 3, as of about an hour and a half before today's call, all but 3 have actually been taken care of. Okay, there are 3 more that I need to fix. Now, that was the first group. What we have in place right now today, T. Lamont, is that as you go out and promote, as you go out and you're giving away free Jubi bucks, when your account no longer has Jubi bucks to cover the denomination that you set, it will default to 5 Jubi bucks. Now, the downside of that decision that I've made is that it will still bring your account negative 5 Jubi bucks. The benefit is you will get the customer, so you will have that customer. So once you earn additional Jubi bucks, or if you purchase additional Jubi bucks, you will have the opportunity to still go back to that customer and give them additional points. Now, I will be covering over the next 3 to 4 days all of those negative Jubi buck balances. Now, the downside is our promoters will not receive Jubi points for the Jubi bucks they gave away that they didn't have to give away. Okay, that's the downside. But the good side is that I'm going to rectify that. I'm going to make sure that we bring your account balance whole again. We're going to cover that, and you will get to keep the customers. Now, that's over the next 3 or 4 days. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what happens next week, and this is where I get really excited. Next week, we are going to change it so that instead of a default page giving away 5 Jubi bucks to incentivize a new customer, we're going to change it to have a free product giveaway page. Now, the shipping and handling that customers have to pay for anyway is going to be raised on this free giveaway page, so it won't be as great of an offer as some of our upcoming digital sampling pages are going to be. but it's
Okay.
still going to be a great offer. Now, this is going to be based on our JubiMax Slim product, which has the raspberry ketones, which I know a lot of the people are out there talking about. Dr. Oz did a show on it, and people are fired up about how this product can really help you unlock the fat, melt away the fat. But this product also has what's really exciting. It's got green tea, okay? It's got Asian orange in it. The Asian oranges are called, they're bitter oranges, but you won't taste it, of course, in the product. And then the other thing that this product has, T. Lamont, is the African mango. Now, the combination of this amazing JubiMax Slim product is that for a lot of people, this can be the one thing they've been looking for to finally help themselves begin to drop some of that weight they just can't lose. And this special page is going to offer that product for free. All the person has to do is just pay for the shipping and handling. Now, here's the cool part. When you're giving this away, you're going to get the customer. When you're giving this away, it will not affect your Jubi buck balance. It will not take you negative. It will not take any Jubi bucks.
Okay.
And this page will only show when you've given away all the Jubi bucks that you had to give away. But the benefit is you get to keep the customer. The company gets the customer, you get the customer, we get the customer, we share that customer. That's great. No Jubi bucks go negative. That's great. And you're going to have an opportunity to reach out to that customer, build a relationship with them, and actually reward them for their loyalty with additional Jubi bucks as you earn them or as you purchase them. It's a win-win-win.
That's amazing, guys. I want you to, for those of you, and I know it wasn't a lot of folks, but those of you that went negative, sounds like almost all of you, that's been rectified, maybe 3 that haven't been rectified just yet, and where the company is going, so that you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I don't have that many Jubi bucks, so let me pull up on my promotion. No, promote, promote, promote. If you run out of Jubi bucks, this giveaway page will show up. They'll be able to get one of the products. They'll still cover their shipping and handling. Shipping and handling, the handling part may be a little bit more to help cover the cost of the product so that the company doesn't go negative. You didn't go negative. You keep the customer. You did not earn any points because you didn't have any Jubi bucks there. But what did you get? You got the customer. You got the customer who, one, you can go back and reward with more Jubi bucks down the road. And you never know, this customer today could become a promoter with you tomorrow. So it is a win, win, win. And what I love about what Jubi has done here, what I love about what Mr. President has done here is when programming and support and our president saw that that was becoming an issue for some folks, they immediately hammered out a solution. That solution is being programmed. And so by next week, that should all be taken care of when nobody goes negative. By the way, as we get to questions, some of you may not have gone to your JubiMax site. It is live, and I know many people, Mr. President, were asking about not only the products, but they were wanting to know about ingredients and things of that nature. As you come to the products, let's say if you want to see what's in the Max Natural, you just click where it says Shop Now, and you'll be able. This is beautiful, by the way, what they've done. You'll be able to see all of the ingredients there. You'll be able to click on where it says ingredients to get more information on all of the ingredients right in there. Okay, let's get to some questions here. This is optional, so I know it's going to be a ton of questions. Give me a moment. Let's start to sift through and get some questions to you, Mr. President. Bear with us. Oh, my God.
Go right ahead.
Some of these have already been addressed in a private format, so let me get to some questions that haven't already been addressed. Bear with us. Someone, and I don't want to call your name out, but someone, you put the same question in about 20 or 25 times, and I know you want to get your question in there. What that does is it slows down the process, so if you would not do that in the future, we'd be greatly appreciative. Mr. President, is there a minimum withdrawal that the company has set when someone is requesting commissions?
I'm stumped. Here's the thing. I think that I may change this at some point, but for today's call, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 20 US dollars for the minimum withdrawal. And if for any reason that does not meet the needs of any one of our valued independent promoters, I'll invite them at that time to create a support desk ticket, and I'll see what I can do. But for tonight, let me just go with 20 US dollars as the minimum.
Okay. All right. Someone is asking, with the way commissions will be run, and if I'm understanding correctly, and this is the understanding you should have, ladies and gentlemen, with the way commissions are going to be run, you'll be requesting commissions by 5 p.m. Central on Friday for those commissions to then be paid out the following Friday, or at least processed the following Friday. Now,
correct.
With that, someone is asking, so what is the purpose of the Jubi card? Can I answer that one real quickly?
Yes, please.
Okay. Right now, there are 3 ways, well, might be more, but I know of 3 ways that people can be paid. They can be paid out through Solid Trust Pay. They can be paid out through Payza. Those of you that have your Jubi account, if you elect the Jubi account, and Mr. President, is the Jubi account going to be available on the 19th, or was that going to require 1 more week of programming? I forget.
I am expecting it to go live at the same time that we have the other 2 payout options available.
Okay. Okay. So the important reason that there's that week lag, all right, and we've seen this before, we want to make sure that all commissions are paid properly. You don't want to overpay and then have to come back and say, oh, wait a minute, we overpaid or underpaid. You also want to make sure that you allot for if there are some issues, that those things can be rectified, and we want to make sure that you don't have a situation where someone hacked your account and then they requested payment and we didn't get a chance to get that figured out before payments went out to the field. If you're using the Jubi account card, then remember you're not going to have some of the same charges if you were using Payza or Solid Trust Pay. Solid Trust Pay, Payza, they're third-party sources. When you're receiving funds, you're going to get a percentage of that amount that is withheld from those services. That's going to be a lot less when you're dealing with the Jubi account. So the Jubi account is another great payment option. Some of you may elect to do what we've done in the past, Mr. President. Typically in the past, what I would do is if I had 3 or 4 payment options, I would have a little go to Payza, a little go to Solid Trust Pay, a little go to Jubi account in this example, so I don't have all of my commissions going through one area, because they are third-party services. If there was ever a problem with one third party, it doesn't necessarily stop the other payment method. So you might want to consider that, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who will be requesting commissions, maybe requesting some to go to Payza, some to go to Solid Trust Pay, obviously Jubi account as well. All right, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Got a lot of thank yous for the hard work. Appreciate that, guys, and all the folks. So let Mr. President, let the team know. We got a lot of folks thanking the programming team. Question: what happens if my ad is placed after 5 p.m.? The questioner says, I work all day and get home late. What I would have you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is remember, what I showed you was a little cumbersome there if you haven't done it yet. Once you start placing your ads, it should only take you a minute or 2, 3 max for you to place and then post your ad. So consider just making that a part of your business day. If it means you did it in the morning, you did it at lunchtime, or what have you. Also remember, you got that 24-hour timer there. So make sure you're simply placing your ad. This is a business. The company is paying us and will pay us extremely well for doing a little promotion, which includes placing that ad. So let's just go on and get in the habit of placing that ad. Mr. President, I can tell you what my habit has been in this space where we would place an ad is first thing in the morning, I get up. One of the first things I do as I get my business day started, I make sure my ad is placed, make sure my ad is posted, then I go and enjoy the remainder of my day. Okay? Nanette, do we get paid 7 days a week because we're placing our ad? Nanette, every single day that the company has revenues to share and you are qualified for that day's revenue, yes, you will be paid in the daily leadership bonus, which is why we say every day at JubiRev, JubiMax now can be payday. All right, give me just a moment. Someone's asking, do we need to be placing different ads daily, or is one of those ads sufficient? And I think what they were talking about, Mr. President, there might have been a timer on one of these ads. It might have said that I don't know if this one said it, but it might have said that that ad was good for 30 days. You need to place an ad every day. Now, do you want to place the same ad you placed the day before? You could, but it would probably be good for you just to kind of mix things up. So maybe you place an ad today about skincare, maybe you place an ad tomorrow about weight loss, so on and so forth. Even if the system you're placing an ad with, let's say if you would place an ad with Classifieds Giant, even if that ad would be alive in the Classifieds Giant system for 30 days or 60 days. Some of these systems, they keep your ad alive for 30 days, some of them 60 days. You still need to place a new ad on a daily basis. Remember, this is one of the ways that we promoters are starting to get the name of JubiRev, JubiMax out in the marketplace. And if you'll notice, when you go back and take a look at those ads are specific to promoting JubiMax, the products related to JubiMax. In order for a company to have a model like we have, where everyone can be rewarded on a daily basis if they've kept their requirements, we have to have more than just the promoters making purchases. We have to have tons and tons of customers. And Mr. President, I know you were telling me the other day you sounded like a teenage girl or boy falling in love for the first time. You were just talking about all of the customers that have actually taken the Jubi Bucks and the numbers of customers that are actually ordering product. I know you were real giddy about that.
Well, and I got to tell you, I have no shame in agreeing with you 100% because, the goal of any company is for a group of people to come together and serve the public with fine quality products and services. And that's exactly what we've done here at JubiMax. We have real customers going to JubiMax.com, properly incentivized to say, hey, yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, if you're willing to give me a discount or you're willing to let me try that product for free and I just pay shipping and handling, yeah, I'll try that. And then here's the thing. I'm so confident that these products and services, that a high enough percentage of these people are going to try the products, love the products, want to use the products over and over again, especially when our independent promoters reach out, create a relationship with these customers, and continue to reward these customers for their loyalty with additional Jubi Bucks that they may be earning. We've created a perfect system here that will help us incentivize that customer to join us and then reward that customer to stay loyal to us. And seeing real customers come in is huge. Now, T. Lamont, I wrote this many years ago. I'm going to share it with everyone here that's left on this webinar. Very, very important that the way you can tell if a company is real or not is if the company has products and services that would be purchased in the marketplace at the price point that they're offered, even without the opportunity attached. And not only can I say that JubiMax is one of the few companies out there who does this, but even better, there are a lot of real customers piling in here now, don't even have a clue about the opportunity. They're just excited to be able to try the products to lose a little weight, or to be able to try the products so that they can begin to bolster themselves and their body so that they're ready for all the cardio challenges that they're going to have, so that they can really empower themselves with this amazing 24 karat gold inlaid, the daytime cream for the ladies. It's got 24 karat gold in it. I don't know if you know that or not, T. Lamont, but I can't seem to keep, I have one bottle left in my office, and I told all the women in my office, and the men too, nobody touches my last bottle. And it's got 24 karat gold in it, and it's just absolutely amazing. The nighttime peptides. Here's my point. we can't, and this is important for everyone here on the call to pay attention to, T. Lamont, we cannot make health claims about our products. That's not our job. Our job is to provide people with fine quality products and services. We're not going to make any health claims. We don't want to make any income claims. We want to make sure people aren't, going onto YouTube and getting silly with their videos. I don't want them to run afoul of compliance. But all we need to do is share with prospects what these products can do, and we have real customers coming in and buying, and that is just so amazing, and they're excited about it, and we're going to help them through our loyalty program here and through our relationships order month in and month out without fail.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Give me just a moment. I was completing a private message to someone that was having a little tech challenge and giving them what they need to do there. Okay, give us just a moment here. All right, we've already covered if a person doesn't have enough Jubi bucks, how that's going to be handled. Fantastic. Give me a moment. You got a lot of folks who are commending you as a tremendous leader as well. They should. All right, if someone is upgrading, someone started off with a monthly subscription, let's say $15 a month, or maybe they did a $50 a month subscription, maybe they did a $100 a month subscription. Now they want to upgrade to the whatever that next level happens to be. Is it the difference between, let's say, 50 and 15, if they're wanting to go from a $15 subscription to 50, or is it the full $50 subscription, the full amount of the upgrade? The answer to that is the full amount of the upgrade. So if I'm going from a $50 a month subscription and I now want to go to a $100 a month subscription, I'm going to be upgrading for the full 100. That's going to give me 100 additional max bucks. Then I'll be able to use those max bucks. What's the difference, question, between a Jubi buck and max bucks? What's the difference between a Jubi buck and max bucks? Remember that max bucks are what we as promoters are going to receive for our monthly subscription. If I've got a $15 a month subscription, or that gives me 15 max bucks. Can I give those max bucks away to generate Jubi points? The answer to that is no. What can I do with those 15 max bucks? What can I do with those 50 max bucks if I'm at $50 a month subscription? What can I do with 100 max bucks at a $100 a month subscription? What can I do with 200 max bucks at a $200 a month subscription? I can become a product of the product. I can go back into my back office. Give me just a moment. I can go into my back office. I can then go in under eCash, and then I can go to Manage Auto Ship, and I can choose the products that I want for my max bucks. Now, let's say I've got 200 max bucks. The products that I want to order happen to be $230. The system is going to apply my 200 max bucks to the $230 order. The other $30 to cover that would come, if I happen to have Jubi bucks, would come from my Jubi bucks column. Now the difference would be this. I now used Jubi bucks to help effect my purchase after my max bucks were expended. And so any Jubi bucks of my own that I use to make a purchase for my family, I now will get a 50% point match. So my example, I had 200 max bucks. Let's make sure you guys can see this. In my example, I had 200 max bucks. Why? Because I have a $200 a month subscription in my example. I made a purchase that came out to, before we consider shipping, 230 is what my order came out to. The system would use my 200 max bucks. I would need to have $30 more to make the purchase. Let's say I had 30 additional Jubi bucks to make that purchase. Now, because the system used 30 Jubi bucks to make that $230 purchase, I would get 15 Jubi points. A 50% match on the personal Jubi bucks I use for me and my family. Remember that we will cover, just like our customers will cover, the shipping and handling. And the reason that is, part of the reasoning that is that the company cannot pay commissions on shipping and handling. When I purchased my $200 a month subscription that gave me the max bucks, the company pays commissions. As a result, to stay within compliance, the company can't allow my my purchase to go for the shipping and handling because commissions were paid on that. So we will all cover shipping and handling. That can come from your eCash. Obviously now everyone's going to be getting paid on a daily basis if you're qualified, as the company has revenues to share. So if you want to allot some money going to eCash to cover things like shipping for products, you feel free to do so. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of how that works. Mr. President, we've been on for quite some time. We could stay on for another 2 hours with all the questions I'm seeing. How much time do you want to give it, my friend?
I tell you what, let's do one more question. But before you pick one more question, I'm going to give you a few minutes to pick a good one. I just want to make sure that we close with just a couple of really important points. Now, I've said this on several webinars, and I know that we're on almost 2 hours here. Some folks have been on here with us for 2 hours right now. And while you pick that next best awesome question that we want to answer here tonight, here's what I want to share with everyone who has spent 2 hours with us here tonight. I want to share with you what I believe is the key that unlocks the law of attraction. I know that a lot of you have probably read about it in the Master Key System, or maybe you've read about it in the book The Secret, and a lot of people talk about the law of attraction. How do we attract big things into our lives? Well, I'm going to tell you the key for me that I really found helped me truly unlock the law of attraction in my life was gratitude. And so I wake up every day, and my first thoughts every day are to identify as many things as I can, which, by the way, when I wake up, I'm a little foggy, so it's not a lot right away, and then I kind of build up steam there. But I think of everything that I can be grateful for. My family, my incredible opportunities, all of my friends, my relationships, this amazing team that we have, my kitten, my kids. So, I mean, all these things that I focus on really in gratitude. And I just want to say for everyone here on tonight's call, as you go out and go forward, I want you to be thinking about the things that you're grateful for in your life. Let me tell you all right now what I'm really grateful for. And, we kind of said it earlier there, T. Lamont, but we're at the end of the call here. I'm just going to take an extra minute and share this. To my incredible and amazing team, all of you have worked tirelessly. Some of you, not even tirelessly, how about sleeplessly? You have worked day and night for the last many, many weeks as we have built right up to this moment. T. Lamont, I would have to say this is a perfect call. I mean, I couldn't, in my dreams, this is how I would want this webinar to go as we bring everything live. And so to this amazing team that we have here at JubiRev, Jubi Max, I want to say thank you so much. And as well to all of our promoters who are out setting records. Again, yesterday, a record for people signing up. Absolutely incredible. And I have every confidence we're going to break even more records in the days and weeks to come, because this truly is just the beginning. Back to you, T. Lamont.
All right. There's a lot of great questions, and we won't be able to get to all of them, but this is the one that I think we do need to make sure that we address. You mentioned earlier in the webinar about low-cost, low-weight products, particularly for those that may be overseas where shipping may be a little bit more prohibitive. And then you mentioned things about digital products. Could you cover what you meant by the digital products, and if they're ready to go now? If not, maybe give us some idea as to when those will be ready to go and how to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Now, right now we have several low-cost and no-cost products with more on their way. Let's talk about the what I call the low-cost shipping products. The lowest cost product to ship right now that is a full product is the Jubi Max Slim. This is the product that has the raspberry ketones in it that Dr. Oz was talking about, as well as the African mango, which I believe Dr. Oz and other leading experts have talked about. This is an amazing product. It is one of our lowest weight products that is going to give you the very best price on shipping available to different countries worldwide. Now that's in the low cost range. Now in the no cost range, you can actually go out and promote and give away Jubi Bucks, and your customers can spend those Jubi Bucks very soon. They can go ahead and claim the Jubi Bucks right now, T. Lamont, and
Okay.
once they claim those Jubi Bucks, you are going to be awarded your Jubi points. So that can happen right now, but over the next week, week and a half, maybe less, we're going to allow those customers to be able to apply those Jubi Bucks to try our no-cost shipping products, which are the Jubi Vacations Resort cards, which are very, very exciting. This is the product I talk about on some of the webinars where I come out and I say, hey, let me ask you a question. How many of you out here on today's call would like to literally be able to travel the world for just pennies on the dollar? How many of you would like to be able to travel the world like the rich and famous for pennies on the dollar? How many of you would actually like to get paid to travel? And of course, the whole screen just lights up and you can never find your questions again, T. Lamont, as 500 people all at once say, me, right? Well, this is an amazing product. It's a Jubi Vacations Resort card. That is a digital delivery product, which means there is no cost on shipping, okay? And so that is a fantastic product that people can actually go out and market. We also have the Jubi Trainer. Now, folks, we all know that if we want to have the right nutrition, if we want to be able to drop a little bit of weight, a lot of times diet is important, but sometimes it's also getting some exercise. It's doing some things to kind of get fit. Well, the Jubi Trainer is your digital solution to helping you get fit. They have more exercises than I ever knew possible. They have some really fun and amazing things back there, some great charts, some great planners, and sometimes all you need is just a path. Well, folks, the Jubi Trainer is exactly what you've been looking for. That product, again, you can go ahead and give away Jubi Bucks today, and once those Jubi Bucks are claimed by customers today, you will receive credit for them. You will get your Jubi points, and coming very soon in just the next few days, they're going to be able to lock in and actually apply those Jubi Bucks that you've given them towards the no-cost shipping products, the Jubi Trainer, and as well the Jubi Vacations Resort cards. Now, that's not all. There are 2 more amazing digital delivery products, no cost shipping. These are products that are centered around anywhere in the world you want to go, anywhere in the world you want to market, anywhere in the world you want to build. These 2 products have some of the widest audience of any product I've ever seen. They are absolutely incredible, and they will be being announced in the next 7 to 10 days. So folks, there's a little hint. In the next 7 to 10 days, look for an amazing announcement on some of our very, very consumable digital delivery products that are going to be available for those of you marketing to the full global marketplace out there. So T. Lamont, I think that was our final question.
It was, and if you don't mind, let me just make sure I
Sure.
understand this in its totality. All right, so for those digital delivery products where shipping is not an issue, what I can do now, let's say I've got some international customers, I've got an international team growing, I can give Jubi Bucks away right now, and in the next few days, my customers will be able to use those Jubi Bucks in the Jubi Vacation portal. They'll be able to use Jubi Bucks for the Jubi Trainer. There's going to be 2 more amazing digital products with tremendous worldwide audiences that we're going to be able to give away access to. Some of these will also, I believe, Mr. President, if I'm correct on this, will also apply for auto ship purposes as well for our $15 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, $200 a month subscribers. But you're not having the product sent to you because maybe you're international and you don't want that to be cost prohibitive. So everybody is going to be taken care of around the globe that wants to either be a customer or that wants to be a promoter in those countries we do business. Am I correct in saying that, Mr. President?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Mr. President, again, we could stay here for another 2 or 3 hours. I know we won't do that, so I will give it to you, my friend, for you to close out the webinar.
T. Lamont, first of all, I want to thank you for your relentless pursuit of excellence out here on our webinars. You have been sorely missed here, although I know that you made every effort to attend our bigger calls while you were away. I trust that you and your family had an amazing and safe vacation, but it's sometimes at our level we don't really recognize each other perhaps the way that we should. And so, T. Lamont, I just wanted to close out today's webinar by telling you what a real honor it is to actually be able to present side by side with you. You are without a doubt a tremendous leader. Your team absolutely loves and adores you. You should hear and see some of the messages that I get from your team, just telling me how awesome you are, always there to help them. Really, really fantastic. Really says a lot about who you are, and I wanted to thank you for that leadership out in the field. I also want to congratulate you. Again, I know I kind of did it a little bit here this last week. We need to make some time here over the next week or two, T. Lamont, to really come out and acknowledge so many of our leaders who have achieved rank. We need to get with them individually and then begin to give them some very due recognition. But for you, sir, congratulations. Our very first Presidential Diamond Director here with JubiRev, Jubi Max. You have done an outstanding and fantastic job, and it has been a real honor to work side by side with you. Thank you for being part of our family.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, many of you know that we were out of the country for a couple of weeks, and I would not have felt comfortable with other companies, particularly at this stage. These were things that my wife and I had already scheduled, and it wasn't prudent for us to, we couldn't really unschedule them. Mr. President, we went to a workshop that we'd already paid $2,000 to go. We couldn't get any money back. We'd already paid a couple $1,000s for our ticket. So we had about $4,000 already in that. And Mr. President, I can tell you, and so many other companies, particularly at the juncture and the stage that we were in, there's no way I would have felt comfortable. I would have really been between a rock and a hard place. But it was because of your leadership. It was because of support. It was because of programming. And it was because of so many leaders in the field that we felt that we could go. We knew that we wouldn't be as available, but we check in on Skype and we jump on as many webinars and conference calls as we possibly could. And then to give up my baby, which is doing the webinars, Mr. President, knowing that that was in good order. And Mr. President, I got to tell you this, got a little jealous because I went into the webinar system and I pulled up the reports and I saw, Mr. President, that you were drawing more people than me.
T. Lamont, I don't think that's what it is. We were just growing, T. Lamont.
That's why I said I'll have to come back with the "We'll Work for Food" sign. So, hey, we'll work for daily leadership bonus sign. There we go. I'll give it to you to close out. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
That's fantastic. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I've said my piece earlier in the call, and I really am grateful to all of you. We have an amazing program here, and I'm just going to close with one simple thing, folks. The best is yet to come. Thank you all so much for being a part of our amazing team and family. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the top, on the inside, and on the beaches of the world. Bye for now, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
So that's it for now. If you have any questions, please get back to the person that shared this video with you, or you can send a support ticket from your JubiRev back office. Thank you. We look forward to hearing of your success.